Alright, so you just took the time to record, edit, and then publish your video podcast. Now what do you do with it? So after you publish your video, your job is not done. Specifically with video podcasts, they do not promote themselves. And also, you want to get the most mileage that you can out of this long form piece of content that you just created. You did not create it for no reason. There are a whole bunch of ways you can go about this, but today I'm going to be talking about specifically how you can transform video podcasts, which are long form videos, into micro content, which is short form videos. I'm going to be talking about how you can edit long form videos into short form videos, what you should be looking for when you're editing these videos, what size and length the video should be, and how to make the best edits. Now, don't forget to subscribe because this is actually a series that I'm doing where I'm going through how to repurpose different types of long form content. Now first, what is micro content? Micro content, or sometimes people call it short form content, is content that lasts about 7 to 60 seconds. You can usually find this content on Instagram Reels, TikTok, Facebook Reels, all those places. So depending on how long your podcast is, you may have 2 to 5, possibly even more clips that you can take out of these podcasts and then promote what you're doing. Now, the last YouTube video that I did, I actually talked about, how I had a video podcast and how I used repurposing to promote it, and it basically skyrocketed, my listeners, my website traffic, and also my reach and engagement on all my platforms. But how do you edit these clips? So the first thing that I like to do is actually get some inspiration. Now, I have a whole folder on Instagram where it's just like, examples of video podcasts and, how they look and how I can possibly edit my video podcast or how I could possibly make my videos look better. Next thing you want to do is after you watch the entire video podcast over, or possibly while you're editing, you're going to want to mark down some timestamps. The timestamps are basically, where you're going to make the edit. So let's say your video is 9 minutes long. Let's say, you're going to cut it at the 3-minute mark and you're going to, get a clip that goes until about the 3-minute mark to the 3-minute and 30-second mark. And this is the clip that you're going to clip out for social media. So writing down the exact place where you're going to edit out the clips that you're going to use for social media is, one of the ways you can make your editing go by smoother and faster. And then the next thing you're going to do after that is resize the video. So, most likely your podcast is going to be in landscape mode, but, in order for you to turn it from long form to micro content, it's going to have to be in portrait mode. So you can usually do this by resizing or just zooming in on the video on whatever video editor that you're on. Then on from there, you can start adding your effects, animations, music. Captions are really important because most people actually watch videos with the sound turned off. So don't forget to add those. Now, I actually have a whole video editing course that shows you how to do all of these things that I'm mentioning. So if you're interested in that, just click on the link in the description box below after you watch this video. Now, on to which parts of the video we are actually, clipping out and editing. Like, what part of the podcast is a good clip to put on social media? So basically, you're going to want to pick out little mini segments that are able to stand on their own. So you just don't want to pick out a random clip where you're just, saying anything. You want to say something that's an impactful, cohesive thought. So for example, with talking head videos, you would most likely want to start the clip off where someone just started talking about the questions they were talking about, as opposed to in the middle of their thought. Some other clips you can take out is some educational moments. So if you or someone else in your podcast is, giving gems out, giving really good information, those are great clips to take and put on social media because it's informational. Other things is inspirational moments. So if someone's telling a story or they're saying how they got from somewhere and, they're doing something bigger now, inspirational quotes, those are really good to get people inspired on social media. And then people are looking at these mini clips like, I want to hear the full story, or I want to learn how this person became so positive. that's going to get them to want to go take a look at your podcast. Another thing that you can edit is maybe like behind the scene moments or maybe mistakes that happen. And, I really like these clips because it gives a human touch to the videos that you're making, and also you as your person. It shows that you also make mistakes, and sometimes it can actually be funny. So I hope this helps for when you go to repurpose your video podcasts. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment them below. And yeah, I will see you next week where I will be talking about a different way to repurpose long form content.